Most men think that when a woman pulls away, she's gone for good. But the truth is, the moment you actually lose interest, something shifts. Women don't react to words, they react to energy. When she feels that you no longer care, that's when her mind starts working overtime. She'll begin questioning everything. Why isn't he chasing me? Did he find someone else? Was I wrong about him? This is when her emotions start to turn against her. Women thrive on attention. The moment you take it away, they notice, even if they act like they don't. In today's dating world, where women have endless options, a man who withdraws his interest becomes the one she starts thinking about. Because unlike the rest, he's not trying to impress her. And that alone is what makes him stand out. You see, women are wired to value what they can't fully have. If you were once chasing her and now you're completely detached, her instincts kick in. She may have ignored you before, but now she feels ignored. And women hate feeling ignored by a man they once had power over. So what happens when a woman realizes you've lost interest? What does she do when she senses that shift? In this video, I'm going to break it down for you, step by step. You'll see exactly how she reacts and why. And if you've ever been in this situation, by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to handle it like a man. Let's get into it. I've created a community on Podium where I break down everything you need to know, step by step. You'll get no-nonsense practical advice that will boost your confidence and help you build stronger, more meaningful connections. And the best part? The first 20 people who join will get an exclusive discount. So don't hesitate. Click the link in the description to grab your spot. If you know someone who could use this, share it with them. 1. She acts unbothered but watches you closely. The first thing a woman does when she realizes you have lost interest is act like she doesn't care. She'll pretend nothing has changed. She'll keep her posture relaxed, her conversations short, and her attitude indifferent. But make no mistake, she's paying attention. Women are extremely observant, especially when it comes to a man they once had under their control. The moment she senses a shift, her curiosity gets the best of her. She wants to know if you've really moved on or if this is just a game. She'll start testing in small ways. Maybe she suddenly views your stories more often, or you notice her online right after you post something. She won't engage directly, but she'll make sure she's aware of what's going on. If you're in the same social circle, she'll listen carefully when your name comes up. She might even go out of her way to bring you up in conversations just to gauge people's reactions. A practical example of this is when a man stops texting a woman who was used to his attention. She doesn't reach out right away. Instead, she waits. A few days go by, and she notices he's still silent. At this point, she casually asks a mutual friend about him. "Oh, I haven't heard from him in a while," she says, pretending it's just a passing thought. But in reality, she's fishing for information. She wants to know if he's moved on, or if he's still within reach. This reaction is deeply psychological. Women are naturally drawn to what they feel slipping away. As long as they believe a man is still available, they don't feel urgency. But when that availability disappears, it creates tension. She wants to know why she's no longer on your mind. She starts analyzing herself, wondering if she did something wrong. However, because of pride, she won't show any of this outwardly. Instead, she'll act like she's completely unaffected. If you used to send good morning texts, she'll act like she doesn't notice they've stopped. If you used to ask about her day, she'll go about her life as if she never cared. But inside, she's questioning everything. This is why a man who maintains his composure and does not react too quickly always holds the advantage. The moment you start looking for signs that she misses you, you lose. The moment you break your silence first, you confirm to her that she still has an effect on you. That's why the smartest move is to keep doing what you're doing, living your life. The more she sees you unbothered, the more her curiosity grows. And eventually that curiosity turns into action. When a woman realizes you've lost interest, the first thing she does is observe from a distance. She won't react immediately, but she's watching. And the longer you stay detached, the more uneasy she becomes. 2. She tries to make you jealous. Once a woman realizes you've lost interest, she starts to panic. internally at least. She won't show it directly, but she'll find a way to test if she still has an effect on you. One of the most common ways she does this is by trying to make you jealous. She wants to see if you'll react, if you'll show any sign that you still care, or if she still has control over your emotions. This can happen in different ways. Maybe she suddenly starts posting pictures with another guy, making sure they look close. She might post a vague caption about how much fun she's having, hoping you'll read into it. If you're in the same social circle, she'll make sure you hear about her so-called new interest through mutual friends. But here's the truth. If she was genuinely moving on, she wouldn't feel the need to put it in front of you. The fact that she's doing it for you means you're still on her mind. A practical example of this is when a man used to chase a woman, always texting, calling, and making plans. But one day he stops. He doesn't reach out. He doesn't seem to care anymore. At first the woman acts indifferent, but after some time she starts testing. She posts a picture of herself laughing at dinner with another guy. She checks if he watches her story. She might even go as far as texting him something casual, just to see if he responds differently than before. If he bites, if he shows jealousy or tries to ask about the guy, she gets the confirmation she wanted. She still has power over his emotions. But if he does nothing, that's when reality starts to hit her. That's when she realizes he may truly be done. And that thought bothers her more than anything. Reaction comes from a psychological place. Women crave validation, especially from men they once had control over. When that validation disappears, they need to find another way to get it back. Making you jealous is an easy way to test if you're still invested. If you react emotionally, she knows she still has you. If you ignore it completely, she starts to wonder if she made a mistake. The worst thing a man can do in this situation is take the bait. The moment you show jealousy, you give her the upper hand. She now knows that you're still watching her, that you're still affected by her actions. That only boosts her confidence and keeps her in control. The best move? Stay completely unbothered. Don't engage. Don't ask questions. Don't react to what she posts. When she realizes that her attempt to trigger you has failed, that's when she starts to feel the loss. That's when she starts to question herself instead of trying to control you. And that's exactly where you want to be. 3. She suddenly reaches out for no reason. When a woman realizes you've lost interest, she won't be able to ignore the feeling forever. At some point, her curiosity will get the best of her. She needs to know if you're really done or if you're just playing a game. And the best way to find out? She'll reach out. But she won't do it in a direct or meaningful way. Instead, she'll send a message that seems casual, meaningless, or even unnecessary. You might get a random "hey" or "how have you been?" Something vague, something safe. She doesn't want to make it obvious that she's checking on you. She just wants to test the waters. She might even use an excuse like, "I just saw something that reminded me of you," or "I just found an old picture of us." These messages are not about what she's saying. They're about why she's saying it. She wants to see if you'll respond the way you used to, eager, available, and chasing her attention. A practical example of this is when a man stops reaching out to a woman who was used to his attention. For weeks she pretends not to care, but one night, after seeing that he's still not coming back, she feels that urge to do something. So she sends a completely random message, something like, "Did you see that new movie that just came out?" Or, "I just saw someone who looked like you today." The message itself doesn't matter. It's just a way to see if she still has access to him. If he responds immediately and enthusiastically, she gets the confirmation she needs. He's still interested, and that alone makes her feel safe enough to keep her distance again. But if he takes his time, gives a short reply, or doesn't reply at all, that's when she starts to feel uncomfortable. That's when she realizes she might have actually lost him. This reaction happens because women hate uncertainty when it comes to a man they once had under their control. If she believed she could have you at any time, she never truly valued your presence. But when you no longer respond to her the way she expects, her security is threatened. She needs to know where she stands with you, and reaching out is her way of getting that answer. The biggest mistake a man can make here is seeing her message as a sign that she's interested again. In reality, it's just a test. She's not coming back, she's just making sure you're still an option. If you get excited and try to start a real conversation, she'll sense it immediately. She'll feel your eagerness, and just like that, her curiosity disappears. The best move? Keep your response neutral or don't respond at all. If she's serious about reconnecting, she'll make it clear. But if she's just testing, she'll lose interest the moment she realizes she doesn't have control over your emotions anymore. And that's when the power shifts back to you. 4. She becomes overly friendly and nice. When a woman realizes you've lost interest, one of the most confusing reactions she can have is suddenly becoming overly friendly. You'll notice a shift in her tone. She starts acting warmer, more polite, and even goes out of her way to be nice to you. This is not by accident. It's a strategy. Women understand the power of emotional connection. If ignoring you or trying to make you jealous didn't work, she will switch her approach. She'll try to reel you back in by making you feel comfortable around her again. But this isn't about genuine care, it's about control. She needs to know that she still has influence over you, so she uses kindness to break down any emotional walls you've built. A practical example of this is when a man used to chase a woman, always initiating conversations and making plans. But when he stops, she notices. At first, she doesn't react. But then, out of nowhere, she starts acting differently. Maybe she sends a friendly text, compliments him, or even goes out of her way to check on him. If they see each other in person, she suddenly smiles more, makes eye contact, and laughs at his jokes. It's as if she's trying to remind him of the connection they once had. But this behavior isn't about wanting him back. It's about maintaining a level of control. She doesn't want to be with him, but she also doesn't want him to completely move on. She wants to keep him emotionally available in case she ever decides to return. By acting nice and friendly, she creates confusion. The man starts wondering, is she interested again? And maybe I was wrong about her losing interest. The moment he starts thinking that way, he's already falling into the trap. This reaction happens because women are naturally strategic in relationships. They don't make emotional moves randomly. If she's suddenly being extra nice, it's because she's trying to soften your defenses. She's using charm as a tool to see if she still has access to your emotions. It's a way for her to subtly pull you back without committing to anything. The biggest mistake a man can make here is getting excited and thinking things are changing. If he starts acting how he used to, chasing, complimenting her back, or showing too much interest, she will immediately sense that she has regained control. And just like that, she will return to her old behavior. She'll pull back again, knowing that she has reassured herself that he's still an option. The best move? Stay neutral. If she's being nice, acknowledge it, but don't let it influence your emotions. Keep your responses short but polite. Don't overanalyze her actions or assume she wants you back. If she's truly interested in rekindling things, she will do more than just act nice. She'll make it clear with effort and consistency. Until then, assume that her sudden friendliness is just another test. 5. She tries to make you jealous. When a woman realizes you've lost interest and her softer tactics aren't working, she might switch to a more aggressive approach, making you jealous. This is a classic move designed to trigger your emotions and force a reaction out of you. Women understand that men are competitive by nature, and if they can make you feel like you're losing them to another man, they might just be able to pull you back in. She will suddenly start posting more pictures of herself looking good, and she'll make sure you see them. But it won't stop there. If she really wants to get inside your head, she'll start mentioning other men. Whether it's a new guy she's talking to, an old friend she's suddenly hanging out with more, or just random interactions that she makes sure to highlight in front of you. The goal here isn't necessarily to move on with someone else. It's to make you feel like you're missing out. She wants you to question if you made a mistake by pulling away. A practical example of this is when a man stops chasing a woman who used to be the center of his attention. For weeks, she acts like she doesn't care. But then, out of nowhere, she starts being extra active on social media, posting pictures with guys or tagging herself at new places. Maybe she even makes sure that mutual friends mention another guy's name around him. It's all calculated. She wants to see if he will react. If he takes the bait and starts showing jealousy, asking her about the new guy, making sarcastic comments, or suddenly giving her more attention, she wins. She now knows he still has feelings, and that alone is enough to put her back in control. She might not even like the guy she's using to make him jealous. He's just a tool, a way to test if she still has power over his emotions. This reaction happens because women thrive on attention. If they sense that a man who once adored them is now emotionally detached, it creates a sense of panic. Instead of being direct and asking why he pulled away, they take a different route, triggering his emotions through jealousy. They want to see if he still cares enough to fight for them. The biggest mistake a man can make in this situation is reacting emotionally. If he gets upset, tries to compete with the other guy, or suddenly starts chasing her again, she will feel like she succeeded in manipulating him. But the moment he remains completely unaffected, the entire strategy falls apart. She realizes that he is truly moving on, and that's when the jealousy tactic backfires. Instead of making him chase her, it makes her question why he isn't reacting. That's when she starts feeling the loss even more. The best move? Stay unbothered. If she's trying to make you jealous, it's because she's looking for validation. Don't give it to her. If she was truly moving on, she wouldn't need to prove it to you. Keep your focus on yourself and let her games fail on their own. 6. She tries to reconnect with you through random excuses. When a woman realizes you've lost interest and all her previous tactics, being extra nice, trying to make you jealous, or acting indifferent, aren't working, she will try something else. She will start finding random excuses to contact you. She won't admit she misses you, and she won't say she wants to see you. Instead, she'll come up with small, seemingly innocent reasons to reach out. You might get a text out of nowhere asking, "Hey, do you still have that thing I left at your place?" Or, "I just saw something that reminded me of you." Maybe she asks about a song, a restaurant, or a show you both used to talk about. It could even be something completely unnecessary, like her suddenly remembering to say happy birthday to your cousin, or asking if you know a good place to fix her phone. The point is, she is testing the waters. A practical example of this is when a man distances himself from a woman he used to pursue. At first, she acts like she doesn't care. Then, one day, out of nowhere, she texts him something simple like, "Hey, do you know where I can buy that thing you mentioned before?" The question itself doesn't matter. She just wants to see if he will respond. If he does, she will use that as an opening to continue the conversation. If he engages too much, she will quickly regain confidence, knowing she still has his attention. Women use this tactic because they don't want to come off as desperate. They know that if they directly ask, "Hey, why aren't you chasing me anymore?" they will lose their position of power. Instead, they use subtle ways to insert themselves back into your life. They hope that by reaching out, you will take the lead again, giving them the validation they are looking for. This reaction happens because women don't handle emotional uncertainty well. When a man was once interested in her but suddenly seems distant, it creates an imbalance in her mind. She doesn't necessarily want him back, but she also doesn't want to feel like she was completely forgotten. These small excuses to talk are her way of testing if she still has emotional access to him. The biggest mistake a man can make here is assuming these messages mean she truly wants him back. He might think, she's reaching out, maybe she's interested again, and start engaging in long conversations. The moment he does, she feels reassured that he still cares. Once she gets that reassurance, she often pulls back again, because the mystery is gone. She now knows he was just waiting for her to return. The best move? Keep your responses short and neutral. If she texts you with a random excuse, answer politely, but don't extend the conversation. Don't ask follow-up questions or give her an opportunity to pull you back into old habits. If she truly wants to reconnect, she will make her intentions clear. Until then, assume she is just testing you and don't fall for it. 7. She becomes emotional and dramatic. When a woman realizes you've truly lost interest and nothing else has worked, being nice, playing hard to get, making you jealous, or casually reaching out, she might reach her breaking point. This is when the emotions hit her hard, and instead of trying to subtly win you back, she shifts to full-blown drama. The calm and controlled exterior starts to crack, and suddenly you see a more emotional, reactive side of her. She may lash out in frustration, accusing you of things that make no sense. One day, she might act like she doesn't care, and the next, she's sending you long emotional texts about how you've changed or how you're acting differently. If she feels like she's losing you completely, she might even start playing the victim, acting like you've wronged her in some way, even if she was the one who pushed you away in the first place. A practical example of this is when a man stops chasing a woman who was used to his attention. At first she plays it cool, acting like she's unbothered. Then she tries to see if he still cares by making him jealous or reaching out with small excuses. But when none of that works, and she realizes he is really done, her emotions take over. She might send a message saying, "Wow, I never thought you would treat me like this." Or, "So that's it? You're just going to disappear?" She wants to pull him into an emotional conversation, hoping that he will either explain himself or comfort her. This happens because women are emotionally wired. They aren't built to handle rejection the same way men are. If a woman feels like she's being ignored or replaced, she will often react in a way that seems irrational. She isn't thinking logically at this point. She's reacting to the pain of losing something she thought she had control over. Her emotions might make her say things she doesn't even fully mean, just to get a reaction from you. The biggest mistake a man can make in this situation is getting pulled into the emotional chaos. If he starts arguing with her, explaining himself, or trying to defend his actions, she wins. She gets exactly what she wants, his attention. Even if it's negative attention, it's still attention, and that tells her that she still has power over him. The best move? Stay calm and don't engage in the drama. If she sends emotional messages, don't give her the reaction she's looking for. A simple, neutral response like, "I understand how you feel, I wish you the best," is enough. The moment she sees that her emotions aren't affecting you, she will feel that loss even more. That's when she will truly realize that she no longer has control over your feelings. By keeping your emotions in check and refusing to engage in unnecessary drama, you maintain your power. You show her that you are no longer attached to the situation, and that is what truly makes her feel the weight of your absence. When a woman realizes you've lost interest, her reactions will shift from indifference to confusion, to frustration, and finally, desperation. She will try different tactics, acting nice, making you jealous, reaching out randomly, and even becoming emotional. But the key is to stay grounded and not fall into her emotional traps. A man who remains unshaken holds the real power. If she truly values you, she will come back with genuine effort. If not, you've already won by moving on. The most attractive thing you can do is maintain your self-respect and let her feel the weight of your absence. If you're looking to take a deeper dive into these concepts, join my Podium community. Link in the description. It's packed with powerful insights to help you master your masculinity in today's dating world. Stay strong, stay focused, and protect your power. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.